One of the most satisfying feelings in the world is the "I told you so" moment. Now, I know it isn't supposed to be that way.
Today you get to say I told you so.
Today, I don't want to.
In polite society, we're supposed to pretend that we're above all that, but you'd have to be some kind of a robot not to love that feeling.
But I did bloody tell you.
Well, here on this pirate spaceship, we don't even bother pretending. We celebrate "I told you so" moments with a ritual of significant meaning. In all seriousness though, our guy, Dave Filoni, recently gave an interview on Good Morning America where he discussed Star Wars, answering questions from a few fans. During this Q&A session, it seemed to me that he confirmed a few pieces of information that we disgruntled Star Wars fans have been saying about Lucasfilm for a number of years. It was inadvertent, of course, but it serves as evidence of the ongoing Lucasfilm Civil War. And, folks, if I'm reading the tea leaves correctly, then things are looking pretty damn good for our side.
I have an army. We have a Hulk. There is no version of this where you come out on top.
Enough! I am a god, you dull creature!
Puny god.
Alright, so now let's take a look at the video. Here's one of the questions asked of Dave Filoni.
Cam Ray here.
And Bub.
Yes, and Bub, my pet monkey lizard.
Not a pet.
You're a pet. Anyway, I've really been enjoying the new High Republic era literature, and my question is there a chance that that era will be explored further through live action or animated series?
You know, I can't really say for sure, but I know one thing is that we've divided Star Wars up into these big eras, and so it's nice to give a lot of creative people their own space to tell stories in, and so the writers in the High Republic era are doing a wonderful job at that, and you know, we all keep an eye on what each other's doing, so you never know. I mean, it's a big galaxy and it's ever expanding.
Allow me to translate what Mr. Filoni actually meant to say.
No, man. Shit, no, man.
All kidding aside, that was actually a very telling answer. He says they've divided Star Wars up into these big eras. This is exactly what we've been saying for a long time, that Favreau and Filoni are in charge of the era that takes place during the Clone Wars and Empire, and Kathleen Kennedy's acolytes are handling the High Republic crap.
I've been saying it. I've been saying it for 10 damn years. Ain't I been saying it, Miguel? Huh? I've been saying it.
Now, I've been clear in the past, but it bears repeating for all of you troglodytes out there who would like to pedantically argue the counterpoints. When I call the Lucasfilm situation a civil war, I do not mean that they are actually doing battle with one another. There are no lightsabers flailing around, it's office politics. But in this office, the prize is nothing less than control of one of the most dynamic and important tales of modern culture.
One thing I want you to do for me.
What?
Come here. Win.
What are we waiting for?
Ever since Disney took over the franchise and canceled the extended universe stories, they've made it quite clear that continuity is one of their chief goals within the Star Wars universe. With that in mind, it would seem odd that they would compartmentalize the galaxy into different eras. If the left hand doesn't know what the right hand is doing, then they can't line their stories up with one another. This adds a lot of credence to what we have been saying, that Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni were given creative freedom over the Mandoverse and adjacent projects.
That's almost exactly what I've been saying!
Dave Filoni gave another interesting answer to a different question. Let's listen up.
What can you tell us about season 3 of The Mandalorian? Give it up.
Ooh, that's a tricky one. You know, I don't like to go into those answers as much without John here, my partner, Jon Favreau, and all of that. You know, it's exciting. We're both working on that. We're working on Boba Fett right now. So there's a lot of new adventures coming up. I have to be careful. I can't really say anything specific, but I think the Force will be strong with it. Let's just say that.
I like it a lot.
You'll love to hear it. The fact that Dave acknowledges that Jon Favreau is his partner really, once again, validates everything we have been saying in the fandom all along. There's no mention of Kathleen Kennedy or Pablo Hidalgo or any of the other wokesters who pollute the company with their dullard approach toward life. No. When asked a question about The Mandalorian Season 3, he mentions Jon Favreau, because he knows who is calling the shots on their projects.
Are you in charge here?
Yes, I am. Wrong. I'm in charge. Is me.
It's been rumored for a long time that Bob Chapek and Bob Iger stripped Kathleen Kennedy of most of her creative powers over Star Wars some time ago. She's no longer the Sith Queen of Star Wars. She's mostly a Lucasfilm figurehead who overlooks the money. She can't touch what Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni are doing with projects like The Mandalorian.
This is the way.
This is the way.
This is the way.
It's been rumored that from a creative standpoint, she only controls the High Republic at this time, and that if it doesn't do well, she will lose even that, because Disney is hurting for cash and they can't afford more screw-ups. There are rumors that the higher-ups at Disney have a plan to get rid of her this year in the wake of the Gina Carano catastrophe, and information like this reinforces that rumor.
I'm very excited! I'm very excited!
One more thing to note about this interview, they've confirmed the fact that there will be a Mandalorian Season 3. I know several other YouTubers who have been extremely pessimistic on this subject, insinuating that with the firing of Gina Carano, there would not be a Season 3. I've always thought that was nonsense. As much as I like Gina, Cara Dune was not so important that they couldn't make the show without her. Hell, they could do it without Pedro Pascal if they wanted, so don't listen to all that noise, me hearties. This show is the bread and butter of Star Wars. Grogu and company are the only thing keeping the company afloat.
You're goddamn right.
The Mandalorian Season 3 is happening, and it seems the Lucasfilm Civil War is happening as well. Now it's time for us space pirates to do what we do best.
I told you. Yeah. I told you.
Thanks for watching, me hearties. If you haven't already, your captain is inviting you to subscribe to the channel and become a part of the crew. Life as a space pirate may not be glamorous, but there's always plenty of booty.